You're still watching iBrand Daybreak, and if you're just joining us, it's time for the discussion segment. Airline operators have threatened to shut down in the next 72 hours, except the federal government resolves the high cost of aviation fuel. Vice President of the Airline Operators of Nigeria, AON, Chief Allen Onema, stated this at a resumed meeting between the operators, oil marketers, the regulators, and leadership of the House of Representatives. He said, airline operators cannot continue to sustain the current price of the product. Onyema, who said the operators were not threatening the country, said, quote, if the cost of aviation fuel don't come down from their high horse, I am sorry to say that we have only 3 days of operation left. End of quote. And now joining us to make sense of this conversation, we have Mazi Chinedum Obiohara here in the studio with us. Good morning, Mazi. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. It's my pleasure being here.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Mazi, the statement by Allen Onema that they have 3 days of operation left if whatever is happening within the aviation sector, the Jet A1 failed, the Jet A1 is not handled. What do you make of the statement, and generally, what's your take on it?
Yeah, unfortunately, we found ourselves in a very nasty situation in this country. A situation where the airline operators have given us 72 hours within which to, if nothing is done, it should be shut down. It's unfortunate, very, very unfortunate. And not only airline, even the road transporters, they are in problem. Diesel is about 730 naira a liter.
720, according to reports.
730 a liter. 730. I've repeated it 3 times. 730. And the kerosene is almost that. Fuel, we just passed time. We just existed from 200 something naira. But in the east system, it's about 250, 300, 200, 300 naira a liter. A situation where I think let them shut down the airline. Let them, that's my opinion. Let them shut, so that they will feel the impact of the masses, because they are not feeling the impact. Yesterday, one of my friends traveling from the east was attacked at between Ore, after Ore, coming to Shagamu. He was attacked by henchmen and his windscreen broken. It's because our leaders, sorry, I call them leaders today, our rulers, they don't go by rule. Let the airliners shut down the air so that they will feel the impact. Everybody should go. I would have expected a situation where government officials should use the road, not fly. I think one-way ticket is about 53,000 naira one way.
Yeah.
I know also there was a time it got up to 98,000. During Christmas it was 98,000, and they were buying it. But now, what are we supposed to do? Those in authority, are they not supposed to come to our aids? Are they not supposed to? But nothing. A notice of warning has been issued. 3 days. What has been done? Nothing. So my take on that is that we'll let them shut down. So that everybody, including the president, let everybody go by road. So that they will feel the impact. Because I've never seen, time and again I came here, I said, I have never witnessed a situation we have found ourselves in Nigeria. And we are expected that things will be improving. Yesterday it was carried in the news that even the national grid has collapsed. And what is Nigeria? Is it a fair state? That's the answer. Yes. So we are in a big problem.
Mazi, you just said you want, the aviation sector to shut down so that the leaders can feel the pulse of the people regards, these issues of fuel scarcity, hiking fuel prices, among other things. Are you considering the economic impact it will have on the nation, considering the aviation sector is a major sector in terms of, income?
Which economy that is functional? Which economy that is working? High cost of living. And I most times I decide to go on the market survey. Everything is costly now. So you are talking about the economy. The impact it will cause, it is very, very dangerous. And that is why, because those in authority don't feel the impact. That's why they are not concerned. Where on earth have you seen a liter of fuel diesel being sold for 700 130 naira. And you're talking about it's because they are using let the aviation industry be shut down. So we all feel even those traveling abroad, let them come back to Nigeria. Nigeria is already a failed state. That's my summary.
All right, Mazi, we have a petroleum minister. And what is, if you're giving your counsel, what is expected of the petroleum minister? Of course, Wusi happens to be the president. What do you expect of the petroleum minister? Because since the inception of this hike in diesel, hike in fuel, we've not heard anything from the Minister of Petroleum.
That is our worries. He has been the petroleum minister for 7.5 years now, or 7 years. You remember when he was given out portfolios, he took that on himself. We believe that he did it when he was a military head of state, and that was how he picked the former, the late woman, Akunya. That was her. Dora Akunya. He picked her from there because they did marvelously well. But it is now we knew that it was not even him that was doing the services. It was a dear boy that was working, and we were clapping her for him. There was sanity everywhere. And the people, those of you that voted for him, because I didn't vote for him, because we knew him, those of you that voted for him said, let him come and replicate what he did. But now you have seen it. Now your question is this. He should be called to answer these questions, because something has gone wrong. That sector needs to be probed. And who is to be probed? It is the man in charge. And who is the man in charge? It's unfortunate that our president is the one in charge. And it's unfortunate that aviation fuel has gone beyond the sky. Very small, it will reach the heaven.
Mazi, you know, let's delve back a bit, because there's always a remote cause to whatever seems like an immediate concern. The issue of, you know, aviation fuel and the crisis, it's something that certain analysts have spoken about over time. The Mosimi depot at Ogun State is the major pipeline that transports aviation fuel to the Murtala Mohammed International Airport here in Lagos, from which, you know, from where other you know, marketers now disburse fuel across the nation. That certain depot, the Mosimo depot, as the pipeline has been disrupted since 1992. And nothing has been done to, you know, to it in terms of repairs, among other things. You had a certain John Ojikutu, you know, aviation expert, who talked about the rust from the pipeline and other things contaminating the aviation fuel that's transported to, you know, the Murtala Mohammed International Airport and all. Is this part of the concerns? Because it's not just about the, you know, issue of fuel price, the scarcity, or maybe adulterated fuel, among other things. How about the pipeline also transports? That's the major pipeline.
Yeah, that's the major problem we have. Even other refineries, when this administration came on board, they promised us that within a couple of months that they will bring back our refineries into operation. Have they done that? They promised even to build new refineries. Have they done that? Now we are talking about this. Why is it that it has not been remedied? Why is it that it has not been serviced? Why is it that the rusted pipe have not been changed? Something is wrong, and somebody needs to be held responsible. And who is to be responsible? Who is to be held responsible? The man in charge. You see, when we talk about leadership, leadership means service. You are called to serve your people, not to be served. When all these things have been going bad, what about some of the rules that have been bad for many, many years? We are talking about this one that, what about even the ones that, what about the Southeast roads that have been bad since after the Civil War? Well over more than how many years now? So there is need for us to stand up and say, who has done these bad things for us?
All right, Mazi, last week, the airline operators came together to form an alliance, and the name is Spring Alliance. And also they were supposed to have a meeting, as at last week, with the House of Rep as regarding the aviation fuel. It's obvious that the meeting didn't pan out well. That's why they are threatening a strike. Now, the question is, for them to have scheduled a meeting with the House of Rep, of course, hopes were high that at least something would come out from that meeting. Now, talking about the role of the House of Rep in this issue, what do you think their role is supposed to be here?
Yeah, they're supposed to intervene and make sure that the needful is done. But unfortunately, it's It's just like a community goat that dies of hunger. These people, are they your servants? They are not your servants. They look at you that you are the one serving them. If the House of Rep, who's supposed to intervene immediately and the needful is done, is keeping quiet and nothing has been done up to now, aviation industry is not something one should talk about because the economy hang on that.
So then,
they're supposed to have even call an emergency meeting and ask why is this so, and make some interventions. But nothing has been done. You are talking about we produce all these oils here. I say we send it up for to be refined and brought back. That is why some of these things are high.
Yes.
Why is it that we cannot we produce? Why can't we refine it here?
But then is it
those pipes that have been rotting? Why is it they cannot be changed?
Mas, is it
something is wrong.
House of Rep or from the Petroleum Minister in itself?
They have to work in pari passu. They have to work. They are inseparable. When this matter is reported to the House of, they're supposed to call. There's a committee that is in charge of this all these products. There's a committee in the House of Rep. There's a committee in the National Assembly, Senate. What are they doing? What are they? Look at ASO. ASO has issued another 8 months, 8 weeks.
2 months.
Nothing has been done, and they are saying it is because of agreement signed even before you were born that has not been honored. Insincerity everywhere.
Mazi, you talked about repairing of the pipelines that are damaged, among other things.
And some of them have become old. Some of them are as old as Methuselah. Why is it that they cannot be changed? Well, and don't forget that it is possible that contracts must have been awarded on paper. And I'm not sure. Let me not. I have to be very careful. I'm not sure that they've done it. But you see, Nigerian system, you go and see that it has been executed.
At the time, talking about the repairing of damaged pipelines, at the time, the Monsignor Depot was $7.2 million. That was what was, adjudged to be used in repairing it. But that was way back as in 1992, 30 years ago. So right now, you can rest assured the money would have probably tripled in terms of the cost of repairing.
Why was it not repaired as at
then? Now that's where
the question.
That's where concerns.
1992.
Yes.
Why was it? You see, procrastination is too full of time. You continue to procrastinate. You continue to say, "I will do it. I will do it. I will do it. I'll do it." Time waits for nobody. It is only a man, a lazy man, that says, "I will do it. I will do it," and he will not do it. 1992. And this is 2022. How many years?
30.
Why has it not been repaired? Okay, look at this. They promised to build refineries. Why have they not built it? That's the problem. We have rulers who are only after themselves. Some of them have jets. Most of them, almost all of them. About 70 to 80% of them have private jets. They don't bother.
Okay.
That's why they don't bother to fix the rail. They don't bother to fix the road. And look at aviation sector is not affected. The economy has collapsed. Okay. Nigeria has also collapsed.
Okay, Mazi, let's look at the solutions now, because it's not just enough to say which the sector should be shut down for them to feel the impact. Talking about those who are leaders and make use of the aviation sector like every other Nigerian. What measures can be put in place to ensure that, one, the hike, the cost of aviation fuel reduces, then two, there is abundant supply? Because if there's scarcity in terms of aviation fuel, you will have certain airlines work, others won't operate, among other things, and that will definitely affect the logistics, Nigerians who want to meet up with businesses and what have you. So what measures can you prefer for us to ensure that prices reduce?
The best solution is that let those pipes that have been bad be replaced. Those that needed to be serviced should be serviced. And people should be held responsible. It is in Nigeria we don't hold anybody accountable. We need to hold those that are supposed to repair these things, put them into action, make every resource available, ask them, let there be understanding, let there be, let there be a dialogue. Call them and say, what is the problem? and let whether they are importing. I heard that they have given some of these airliners license to import, and let them give them more, so that this thing will come in. After we are importing fuel, even we are producing it, we are producing oil, we are importing it. So let other aviation industry, let them be given licenses to import fuel, so that this thing will get down. Otherwise, we will continue to see the problem.
All right, Marty, you mentioned the fact that, before my colleague asked the question, you mentioned the fact that the system should be shut down just so that
teach them a lesson. But that will not solve the problem.
But do you really think, exactly, do you really think they will be taught a lesson? Do you think they will feel the effect like the masses, the average Nigerian would? Because you also mentioned that these people have private jets. Of course, if they could do that, they would also have a way to get fuel for their jets.
In terms of reserves.
Yeah, so do you think it would, whether it falls back to the average Nigerian?
The problem is that even our leaders, do they feel their impact? They don't feel the impact. They are not concerned about you. They are not worried. Otherwise, why is it aviation industry is to be shut down for 3 days, in the next 3 days, and they are not worried? No panicking. Nobody's talking about anything. Nobody's asking questions. Why? So the best thing is for them to stand up and say, ladies and gentlemen, why have we found ourselves in this nasty situation? The needful must be done, and it should be done now.
But you also mentioned that we import fuel. Are we even supposed to import fuel? I think that is the basis of this conversation.
We produce the oil.
So why
we import, and that's the problem.
But we should not even import.
Are we supposed to import what we produce? The answer is no. But because of bad management, bad administration. That's bad management, bad administration. That's the cause of these things. If we put the right people in place, those who are honest, those who are selfless, those who are not greedy. Greed is one of these things. Greedy. Those who are greedy, those who are wicked in mind, those who don't bother about you, those who are not saving for their generation unborn. So that's the problem. Most of them, I asked you here that what are you going to do with 1 billion naira? Is it not madness? Is it not madness? Have you gone to a mortuary and see somebody who died? Do you see him go with all he has? He came empty, and he's going empty. I went to the cemetery, Lord. We were stepping on the tombs of people, and it could be you, could be me. So if people are conscious of the fact that they have been elected to serve, and I will devote myself consciously to do that which is right before God and before man, there will be change in this country. Right. But unfortunately, we have leadership problem.
Okay, but we have 30 seconds to wrap up the segment. Well, the final words already. I was thinking we were going to talk about reviving the moribund refineries.
Yeah, I think that's need for us because they promised. But the problem is that talk is cheap. I've said it. Talk is cheap. Even though they promise it, let us see it. Unfortunately, nothing will be done because from now to the end of the day, it's all about politics. No governance, nothing. Nwike, Obaseki, they are all fighting. So that will take over the whole thing. So, and the APC, their chairmanship, blah, blah, blah. That is, unfortunately, this year is gone. Even the budget for this, it is meant for these things. And remember when they imported this adulterated fuel, and they told us that they will clean it up with 201 billion naira.
Outrageous fees.
Right? And now, fuel is still being sold beyond the approved price. I remember the governor of Bayelsa State said officially nobody should sell fuel beyond 230 officially. Is it not a way that he has even increased the pump fuel?
Yes. Mazi, you preempted my next question really regards the issue of adulterated fuel and all. The federal government at the time, beyond the issue of recalling the adulterated fuel, also promised that they would supply in the coming weeks 23 billion liters of fuel, or rather 2.3 billion liters of fuel to be disbursed across the nation. We've not seen that. That has also impacted on the aviation sector, because let's remember that sector is under the Ministry of Transportation as well. So the Minister of Transport even has questions to answer in that regard.
Not only himself, all those that are involved. Did you listen? Did you watch Saraki on Sunday, where he was asked? He questioned. He said he queried the consumption of our fuel. He said he doubt that we consume 73 million liters of fuel every day. These are facts that we can go and verify. It is impossible for us. You see, they inflate it so that they will make their own money. Like you asked me, I saw him when they said, I read it on the right time, I discussed it there. They said they apologized to Nigeria, which we clap hand for them, for other wrongfully importing adulterated fuel. And it will take few weeks, but 1 month now. Adulterated fuel is gone, and fuel is still being sold at beyond the approved price, and it's not even circulating. And it's going to be, even in the south you are talking about, south, even before the fuel scarcity, the south, you go to the south, you buy it very outrageously. It is only in Lagos, Abuja, you enjoy fuel, the fuel price at the approved price. It's not like that, even in the rivers, even in Bayelsa. So it is, even in the east, they don't bother. In there, they use calculator. I've been there. They use calculator. Okay, they go to the filling station. How much? If you want to say, my friend. So it is so bad that we need to call ourselves to order and say, why have we found ourselves in this situation? Is Nigeria a walking corpse or what? The answer is yes.
Thank you so much, Mazi, for sharing your thoughts on this conversation. Nigeria is not a walking corpse. We hope that it gets better. Of course, that's our prayer.
Hopefully. Circumstances definitely are challenging, but we just want to hold on to that Nigerian spirit.
They say there's always light at the end of the tunnel, and also the Nigerian spirit. Talking about, as we wrap up now, the elections are coming up. You will do yourself a lot of good if you vote for the candidates you think or it's the right candidate, and you do yourself a lot of good by getting your permanent voter's card. You do yourself a lot of good by not selling your vote for peanuts, 5,000, 10,000, even #1 million is not worth your vote. Do the right thing, and Nigeria would be the best we all pray for. And that's the end of the segment, and sports is coming up after this break. Stay with us.